Hi all, good evening and welcome to Connections 50 Plus Wednesdays Live. I am Jennifer Gibbons Joseph, and of course with me is
Terri-Ann Joseph Rapid.
All
Really
right.
happy to be here today. It's Wednesday.
right? We celebrating, and guess what? We are celebrating Connections 1 year anniversary. Imagine 1 year already, you know?
Jennifer.
So for today, we just want to, chat. Thank all of you who have supported us and to share all the great activities, all that we have
Absolutely.
achieved.
Yes.
And we still, and we're planning, what we're planning.
And it would be nice if, for some of you who are in our audience, you could comment and give us some of your memories.
Of course. Tell us, what event you came to,
Yes.
what you thought, what we feel about our Wednesdays live, who attended the different programs, etc.
Yes.
And before we get into, all what we have done so far, I just want to let you all know, those who haven't seen us yet, we are celebrating in a big, big way. So we have our celebration, our event on the 30th, which is the Monday. It's a holiday. That's the spiritual Baptist holiday.
Yes.
And we decided to, that is a great day for you all to come out. It's a day of celebration for you to come out and celebrate with us.
We actually launched last April 7th.
Yes.
So it was nice that around the holiday being the 30th, it's a nice time for us to get together.
And the other thing, I remember that today, Terri-Ann, you wouldn't believe what? On the 2nd of April is my birthday.
Yes!
And I say, what? That is double celebration. So those, my friends who had planned to celebrate my birthday with me
Forget it. She's spoiling
You
the
see, I didn't even know she had a surprise. Yes. So check our Facebook page. We do have all the information about the celebration on the Facebook page.
No, your birthday is in August.
So check the page and register. Let us know. We have tickets. Bring friends, not just to people 50 and over.
No.
Friends under 50. Just
everyone.
Bring everyone. We really wanted a great celebration. So let me tell you, how we started, I don't know if we gave you that story. I operated under Connections Professional Coaching Services. So that was my company as a coach. So I focused a lot on coaching programs. And then, for my programs, I like to invite guests, other facilitators to share their expertise, their experience, depending on what we're chatting about. So, of course, I use my friend Terri-Ann on many of the programs with fantastic results.
But we have to give a little preamble to that.
Okay,
because while you used to do your programs,
Oh, yeah.
I used to have a little gathering, bringing minds together at my home as part of my consultancy.
Oh, yes.
We used to call it a circle. So, you just invite about 5 or 6 people, men and women, and you bring a dish, and then we talk about whatever. And Jen attended some of those.
So we realized that we think alike. And in chatting, actually, Terri-Ann, was after one of those sessions.
Yes.
You decided, you know what, Jennifer? We should get together and chat because maybe there's something we have to do. We weren't sure what it was as yet, but we said, you know what? Let's chat and brainstorm.
That in fact was the intention of that circle, because out of that circle, 2 other people, actually, you're talking and you're sharing ideas with people about what you want to do. 2 other people did some pretty productive stuff.
Right.
And one of them, we believe, decided to go abroad and venture forth, and she's doing quite well.
Yes.
So out of that, I guessed it at one of Jennifer's presentations that was at Cruising. Yep. And then we did
you did one when we spoke about women and security. We something about
that was
safety,
the first one.
Women's safety and protection. Yes.
And coming out of that was something that You know, people congratulate us and they look at us and they
Yes.
say, wow, you all are so lucky to have found each other. And boy, your chemistry is this and chemistry is that. But one thing I will say, and I'll say this to you, Jennifer, is we both understood that working together, we were stronger.
Oh, definitely.
We were better. We had each other as support. So we both decided, because we both had our businesses, we both decided, look, forget this trying to figure out this third leg, me and Sandstone and Jan with Connect Coach.
Yeah.
And we just said, look, put it together.
You know, and we share this because for those of you out there, let me tell you, when you reach at this stage in life, this juncture, you really have to make that decision.
Yeah.
Right? You have to step back,
Mm-hmm.
you know, look at what you have been doing and whether you can go forward with that same model.
Yes.
And alone. Because remember, after 50, it's not that we say we're getting old, but you get sometimes tired and weary. And you need that extra support. You
and
know?
the thing about it, it's not only that, it is that I really don't know any one-man shows that last.
Yeah.
I really don't
You know, I wouldn't even be so strong on that, but what I will definitely say, Terri-Ann, is that with the economy and the market today, even if you were successful as a one-man company, you know, you need help now.
But Jen, even in your days in insurance, and those I'm seeing our people lining up, you know that when you had to do a campaign, and you tell me about it often.
Oh, yes.
When you needed to get your sales up and running, agents would pair up.
We have
and you
to
go
do it.
walk the streets.
Yes, strength in numbers. That's not just a saying, that's a fact.
Yes.
And when we got together and decided, okay, using the Connect, because Connect was from Connections when I started.
Yes.
So we used that to play on the Connect to get Connections 50 plus and realized that was just, that was just fantastic.
Yep.
Because it bridged that gap.
Yep.
You know, and what is, you know, was really fantastic and still is. And that in one of our programs I saw, I think it was Janice mentioned, that you don't have to look exactly at somebody exactly your age.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have the difference in ages, you bring together different perspectives. You know?
There is one thing in collaborating, in anything that you do, that you have to be similar with.
Yeah.
And it's that V word. And one thing that we have found, because it's funny, if you see Jennifer and I, if you listen to the discussion that we have when we are planning something, you will think it mightn't work, you know?
Yes, because our views differ tremendously.
We have very different views, but our value system are very well aligned. And we believe in collaboration. We believe we have the same level of integrity. I will say that plain and simple. And openness and honesty in terms of really respecting the other, letting the other have their view. And I think in most discussions, we start from east or west, north or south, and we find the equator.
That respect and being willing to say, well, you know, your ideas may not work on this project.
Yeah.
And giving. You don't have to be right. You don't have to prove you are the better one, or you're more intelligent, or you have more experience. The discussion is important because the end result is having a successful program or activity.
Yes.
You know, so having said that, so we started and we created Connections.
Connections 50 plus was
50
born.
plus was
sometime in March-ish, and then we had our grand launch in April.
And we decided, you know, when we started, we weren't, well, of course, it's experience. We looking, we testing the waters. But very quickly, we were able to create programs and the activities.
And it's a good merger of both of our businesses.
Oh, definitely it was.
Because I was essentially on the business development side,
And I was on the coaching and the sales side,
Yes.
and really feel out there all the time interacting with clients.
Yes.
So I must say, Terri-Ann, the idea, the merge was really great, the collaboration. And that idea, and Terri-Ann brought up that idea. You know, I guess, difference in background, I am just tend not to be so structured. Let's say put things in buckets. I would do things, I will get the results. But you see that heavy corporate method of everything has to be in a system, and you have to say, well, what is the end result? What is the purpose? What is the thing? I say, give me a break now. I know where I'm going. I will get there. Leave me alone. I have the experience, but recognize that for it to really be in terms of a bit structure,
You have to have structure.
I gave into that because I recognize, you see this setup and putting, diagrams, setting it up, not me. So with that, we recognize the difference in the strengths.
I remember the joke, I was telling Jennifer, how are we scaling this? Jennifer, this can't be scaled.
I am saying, what scale? I don't want to be in front, 1,000 people. That's not my thing. I'm a coach. I want like small groups and interaction. And then I recognize that's not what she's talking about. Scale for me is big numbers, looking to make a huge set of profits. And I said, God, that's a lot of work. I ain't come out for that. But granted, it worked. And we were able to structure Terri-Ann and say, okay, we would divide our programs and make sure we please our 50+ audience. We have programs and activities for everyone. And Terri-Ann, we put it into 3, as you call, buckets. And then beside buckets, what you the other word you use? I learn new words too. I learn a lot of the corporate words.
Not corporate, because I was running away from corporate. I did not want to be corporate, but I came from there. Jennifer was coming from sales,
sales, coaching. And not, you don't need all that fancy terms. You have to be simple and break it down.
But Jennifer, that blend is what has allowed us to be successful in helping so many businesses to maintain the intimacy of small, but still have some, I'm going to use the word, rigidity or structure to allow them to grow and grow continually. And I am so proud that the clients that we would have worked with on the business, on the economic bucket, are all standing firm, understanding where they're going. And it's a wonderful blend of that.
Our first client who, we introduced and hired us or engaged us to help with the startup of business and the continuation of the business. We are so proud, and I know she's listening, Chandra, and it went well. And you know what I appreciated with that client? She saw the strengths between Terri-Ann and I, and she worked with us. She knew certain questions. Listen, let me ask Terri-Ann. Let Terri-Ann be responsible for that. But on the softer side.
And there are some clients who are also looking, who would prefer me to kind of leave the room and leave them with Jennifer.
So we have that, and we are okay with that, because the end result has to be for the client's
They love
benefit.
us all the same.
So we had that economic bucket, and under that bucket,
let's remember why. Because one of the things that we're very clear about, and I come back to values, in terms of understanding why are we here. That leaving the second stage, the second act, and going on to the third stage, and understanding that it's looking forward, it may be very disconnected from what went on in the second stage, but you're going into a whole new forte with skills that belong to you. And we realize that apart from, if you're going to be living for 30 more years, apart from being able to fund it, you got to be able to have a network to share with. And we realize that all work and no play makes Jack and Judy very dull.
So we had the programs, and we just upgraded our programs, our business solution programs for the entrepreneurs, for those who are looking to go into business, those who are already in business and want to develop it. And you
But
know,
the social
Terri-Ann,
side
from
of
there we
things.
moved into the social, because as Terri-Ann mentioned, we recognize, and we are there that on that stage, that you need to have that community around you. You don't want to be, you know, after you left that office environment, the company environment, you no longer have your, you know, the buddies, you know, there in the office. You need to really have that, those other friends, people you can call on, network with, to really, you know, and they say that's good for you, even your health.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
a
your
different
development.
life. You know, it's a completely different life. And we were very clear that our niche is really the core niche.
Yes.
Those who were leaving. Now, the word retirement
is not a word we use.
Because retirement, and this came out so well with Garth when we had Garth on our live. You continue living. What is your work? Your work is very aligned to your purpose. So because I have finished a career, do I stop working? Do I have no more purpose? But it's then we can really find our purpose. One of the things that we realized is that if I have 30 or 40 more years, retirement is not the word. Retirement probably starts when you're 85.
Yeah.
So what you're going to do between 50 and 85?
Retirement gives the impression that you're going to be home doing nothing. So even if you choose, even if you choose not to go back out in the workplace, not to become an entrepreneur, you would want to be out there using your skills and talent, doing something, whether it's voluntary work. You know, you volunteer somewhere and you teach them how to set up.
Whether it's been grandma in chief or grandpa in chief.
Whatever. You need to really be out there, be current with what is happening around you.
And one of the things we realized too, why our social, making sure that there was a social network, it's so important. We spend a lot of our productive years, our second act years, caring about children. But by the time we, and I won't use it with children, adult children, not little babies. When we are ready to leave that second act stage and go on to the third stage, those children are in their second act. They are very independent of us. And the things that we would have spent so much time busily doing, either at work or for them, we don't have to do. So here is an energetic, bright, fulfilled individual with nothing to do.
But Terri-Ann, we have to be careful. Because some are saying, some of us, I have learned to release, but some of us don't know how to release. How many of you will answer me?
And some of the children don't know how to let go.
Out there who have left the workplace and still feel totally responsible for your adult children, telling them what to do, taking some of the responsibility that from them onto yourself.
Their children.
You know? So we need to learn how to let go and how to enjoy our lives. You know, be happy on the stage.
And you know, Jan, the next thing we realized, which took us into the third bucket, but sometimes we put as the second bucket, is that part of that uncertainty, fear of that second act has to do with a lot of concerns we have of ourselves.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Whether it is our health, whether it is our status, whether it is
our well-being, our well-being.
Yes. Am I useful to anyone? And we realize that, okay, you might be financially okay, and you may have a great social network, but the person that you are in the second act is not the person who is going to be on the third act stage. And we realize that we had to really focus on that self. How do we help us?
Oh, yes. We need to look, first of all, we have to take care of us, our health. You know, so of course we had programs to help you look at your health, your well-being. What are you doing to make sure you are healthy? What are you doing to keep?
And to know how to prepare. And a lot of our a lot of our Wednesday live discussions
Yes.
cause what we deliberately do sometimes is we go straight at the conversation we know you not comfortable wanting to have, the topics you might not want to. And the one I think about a lot is when we talked about legacy.
Oh yes, that was powerful. I mean, all were powerful. The feedback has been great. But I must say this, Terri-Ann, as we started with the Wednesday Live, which has done, and thanks again for who have joined us. The Wednesday Live has really taken off. But I remember, and especially Marilyn and Catherine, who have been following us.
And
do you recall that first Wednesday Live? We were a mess. We were actually a mess. We got cut off. I wanted Terri-Ann to remove it from YouTube, and she said no. That's a legacy.
That's our legacy.
It was ridiculous. You know, the court, everything was a mess. But you know what was good? That experience, and the fact that those who were watching us, and we got comments that you're all really brave. We wish we can do it. And I have seen since then, as we developed, and I guess we're good now, that many of professionals out there who decided, you know what, Jennifer, you all did it. Look at how it's something. Let us move forward and do the same, which is great.
Yes.
You know, so that is what I liked about the Wednesday Live at the start.
Yeah.
You know, looking back to when we started to where we are now,
look at the early days.
You know, more comfortable, I must say, Terri-Ann. And that this Wednesday Live really gave us the opportunity to reach more people, to reach you out there, get your comments, learn from it, and then look at, we really look at what topics we're going to discuss, you know. And from the feedback, you know, we get, feedback such as, you're all doing great. I like the topic. Next time, chat about, what topic to chat about.
And then we've had some beautiful guests.
Oh, yes. We have to thank our guests and still thank those who are to come.
Coming out of the discussion, the richness of the discussion, and they're honestly sharing. And I see Keith there, Keith and Marina, Marilyn, yes. We've really encountered a beautiful range of people with vivacious, beautiful lives, but yet they're so like each of us. They're so, we use the word relatable.
Oh, yes.
And people have come to us. There are 2,000 of you on Facebook, 2,000 plus followers.
Imagine, we reached there too.
That is...
and what I should say also, Terri-Ann, that comfort level, and I thank our guests who appeared because they just agreed,
Yes.
They agreed that, yes. So that really was great, I'm just going to turn off that phone that we should have taken off. Yes. And that. So we had, your guests were here, and we thank you for, for being there with us and for supporting us along the road. Again, we're still not experts, We forgot to turn off that cell phone,
I hid it in a drawer because I don't know where the off button is. No, but one of the things that I think that I want to really say thank you for, and we come back again to guests, because we found people who have been able to enter into the spirit of the discussion. And I'll give a secret. I think when we started, we used to take about an hour and a half to set up to get going. Now, this thing comes together in about 10 minutes.
I'm telling you, I have to ask one excuse.
Okay.
Sorry.
Jennifer does not have COVID-19. Now, we know that she had been, and Jennifer is very sensitive to dust, Sahara dust and things like that. And it is something that we are concerned about, but it's not COVID-19. So don't worry, she'll be back soon. But I want to continue really reflecting on our guests, some of the guests that we would have had. that were highlighted. You know, when we talked about Chandra already. Chandra, who worked with us, we worked with Chandra to develop her business, and she would have come on to speak about the entrepreneur's journey. And I think Chandra really inspired a lot of our followers to say, but wait, I can really do this too. And that was one of the main intentions of our connections. And then we had that wonderful series with Garth. We had Garth here for 2. Now I'm looking at Jennifer coming back on this set doing our obstacle course. We had a series with Garth Thomas where we began to talk about the topic.
My apologies, as I said, it's not the what?
It's not COVID-19. I told them it's Sahara dust.
I do have this sinus problem. I hadn't, not for the day, and then we do have a fan going there that just treated it. So yes, I'm back.
No. So we are fine. So we had God, and I was just reminiscing on some of when we started to talk about the reality of relationship, you know, which is such an important part of not only the social net, but who we are. And
we had him twice, eh? Because of the response, we had to continue, yes.
What do you bring to the table? You know, then we journeyed with Marilyn and Nat.
Oh, yes.
You know,
that was
looking at how two strong individuals can come together as a couple. And that also was repeated with Keith and Marina.
Oh, yes.
You know, really, really showing how our this journey, this life, you know, sometimes you look at the media and you see people who have so many props around them, and you say, my God, I can't have that life. But there's so many of us right here doing phenomenally well.
Oh, yes.
And I'm very, very proud that through this life, we have been able to have them join us, share their lives, and in that way also have you come in and participate. And so much more is
and they were able to connect with their followers, their friends, who really gave us some very good feedback, you know?
And then we got down to a wonderful Christmas.
Ah, yes. Our Christmas utopia.
Oh, we had legacy before. We had Maxine and legacy, and we learned about all kinds of legacies and so on. But then we went to Christmas, where we started.
Where Terri-Ann
cooking.
Showing her what role was it?
My pastel roux. That at least 3 people made. And thought
many people
sense.
called her that, you know, and felt she should open a cooking show. You know, she should start her own cooking show. You know, but that was a lot of fun, Terri-Ann. That was really a lot of fun. And we celebrated your birthday around that same time.
But one of the things that we really pointed, and we were having fun, but we were also very clear about one thing. We were also showing that you can have fun, you can entertain
on a small
and
budget,
not spend a fortune.
That was important, you know, how you can entertain,
bring people together, and that's what our social activities tend to highlight.
We really spoke also at Christmas time about giving back. You know, that we should give back, that we should be aware, know our friends who are lonely, your neighbors, you know, persons within your community, and do something kind by maybe just taking them a cake or going and chat with them, you know, etc. And be aware of those who, you know, may not have families. You know?
But you know, it's 6:58. Yes, the little gremlin of time has taken. But one of the things we want to see, our first year has been a year of foundation, and this is what we are actually living, what we want our followers and you to also come on board and recognize. We embrace the future bravely. And one of the things that we're working on, that we really started, if you would have listened to the last couple of shows, is really how do we create that building, the toolbox, the building blocks to ensure that we are ready for the future. And we began to bring on our professionals. We had Nika Joseph helping us to set our minds straight. Last week we had Maria Elias, who really, really showed us, talked to us a lot about how we live. But Jan, there's one person I want to really talk about, and I know you are fighting a cough right now. Feel free, cough. Is you've seen our presence improving. It is the decision we took to bring professionals on board, which is something everybody has to do. And Candice Blackman has to be given special mention. She's talking to all of you all now, right now, talking on our behalf. But Candice has been guiding our digital presence.
And you're doing a fantastic job.
You seeing us on Facebook. Check us out on Twitter and Instagram.
She has been able to have us on all the platforms.
Yes.
You know, and really that has been a great help.
Yes.
If it's one, it made that difference. And again, yes, working together is fine, but know your skills, know your talent. And that we did not have. We recognize that to move forward and to really continue interacting on a different platform, we needed an expert to work with us.
Yes. And we have to say thank you, Candice, right here on Wednesday Live.
And let me tell you, I want to say but let's say yes, we, not easy to work with because we don't really have that skill, but we do ask a lot of questions and make certain demands. We know what we want it to look like.
I wouldn't say we make demands. We know what we want.
We know what we want. Well, I don't say we know what we want, but Candice has been great to work with. So Terri-Ann, you said it's 7 already?
Yes. Yes, it is.
So I want again to thank you. We haven't read out all the comments, but continue letting us know how you feel, make your suggestions. We are so happy.
It's been a year.
We're going to celebrate. We look forward for all of you all to come.
Well, let me say, we really, the celebration is going to be our opportunity to really meet with you. I mean, we meet, like our pizza meetup. We forgot to talk about our pizza meetup.
Oh, yes, we had a small group meeting. But time, I'm not encouraging her with more time. But yes, so come, join us on Monday the 30th. Let's have some fun. It's from 5 to 9, so it's good timing. It's a holiday. So you can relax so much first before you come out.
It's in my backyard. I haven't told my husband as yet, but we're fine.
And we're having it beautifully decorated with really the experts. We are not doing it. We're hiring somebody to do it for us. So you will have a great experience and, I love the ambience.
Yes.
So
thank you. We absolutely appreciate you. You are part of us. We love being here, sharing with you. And we're so happy that you've continued with us through this year. And we promise you, the next 12 months,
you have a lot in store for us. We actually upgrading our website right now. So I'm telling you, there's a lot happening. Yes. Okay. So we say bye for now.
Bye for now. I'll see you next week Wednesday. Next week Wednesday is another big one.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.